What's up, guys? Stormwater Creek live from the Duck Expo here at Texas Motor Speedway. This is our first time here. We are joined by Eric Smith from TurtleBox. We've also got Austin and Jordan here from the crew.
Hello, what's up,
guys? This place is awesome, man.
Dude, it is pretty sweet.
Yeah.
Everything you can want for duck hunting.
Yeah, we are like mere feet into the door, and then we see TurtleBox, Federal, Heavy, Steels here. We got some silencer company over here. It's a pretty cool little place we got going on.
We got Polaris, G&amp, boats, everybody outside, gun shooting, firing.
Pretty
Is
neat.
this y'all's first time here?
So this is the first time TurtleBox had a booth here at Ducks Expo. We came last year and hung out, attended. First time having a booth. And yesterday was a success. We're looking forward to today being busier and a lot of fun.
No doubt. So yesterday was what, half day kind of?
Yeah, yesterday was 12 to 6.
That's
so
right,
a little
that's right.
day action.
That's cool. Good turnout?
Yeah, for a Friday.
Friday,
For Friday, it's definitely good.
Looks like to be solid today so far.
Yeah.
We're starting early, that's for sure. So TurtleBox, you guys, obviously, for those of you who don't know, it's a wireless speaker that is boat ready, right?
Yeah, so it's the loudest, truly portable Bluetooth speaker on the market. Completely waterproof, IP67 submersible rated, but it does float. So if it goes overboard, you don't have to worry about it sinking and diving down to go get it.
That's real
You can
nice.
take it, throw it in the river, let it float down the comb wall with you while you drink beer with your buddies. They get really, really loud.
Yeah, you had it over here at 40%, man. I was like, that's only 40%. You said like 40%, 24 hours? Is that
Yeah,
right?
so you're looking at about half volumes, probably 24 hours of playtime on a single charge.
Wow.
You got 9 lithium-ion batteries in there. So that's where you get all that battery life, but that's also what gets you the loud sound quality. Is most speakers don't have enough energy to get those big bass notes at that really high volume level. And because you've got those 9 lithium-ion batteries, you can pump all that energy in there. So you keep a really clear sound.
Yeah, it's definitely on the list. I've been
want
eyeing,
one so
I think
bad.
the green one with the orange speaker.
Yes.
And, so that's definitely on my my to-do list to purchase.
Yeah,
one of
we've
these
got
things.
the green with the orange speaker. That's our OG, like tried and true original color. We just came out with the white, and then we also have our gray.
Yeah.
The white looks really good on those offshore boats, blends right in with the deck.
Yeah. Totally.
And then I'll say the white worked really well for snow goose e-calls.
Yeah,
this
that's-
past
that-
season.
that-
I
Throw
bet,
those
man.
out in the spread. Get a little e-call app on
There
your
you
phone.
go. That's a good idea.
I was joking with the guys, so we were going to go enter the TurtleBox in for the snow goose calling competition later today.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
And then just play the app while everybody else is up there trying to blow on a call. And nobody's going to get louder than my speaker.
No doubt.
Yeah.
So we'll take, what, is there 2 Bluetooth inputs? Or what is that? Is
So
that
you
tie
can
them
pair
together?
2 together. When you pair 2 together, it gives you true left-right stereo
Gotcha.
sound.
Okay.
So you play some old Pink Floyd, you can hear the sound bounce from one side to the other like you're actually at the concert. And so 1's enough to get the job done, but 2 is like blow people away. You take them, set them 30 yards apart in the backyard while you're doing a
Oh,
cookout.
yeah.
Everybody's standing there and some song comes on and starts bouncing across the backyard. Everybody loses it. So.
That's rad.
Yeah, that is cool.
No doubt.
I-
What's MSRP on these again?
So retail price is $3.99. So we're in a few different stores, mostly here in Texas. We're based out of Houston, Texas. So a lot of our dealers in the Texas area are going along the Gulf. A few academies, some Cavenders, and then several different kind of mom and pop hunting and fishing stores.
Okay.
That's rad, man.
And then you can also go to the website, TurtleBoxAudio.com.
So every now and then you can catch one on for like $3.50 on the website. You know.
Yeah, so we do a little pre-order special price when we go out of stock. So if we run out of inventory and we're out of stock waiting for that next batch, we'll do a little pre-order special. So.
it's worth it. $50 to get your boat decked out for summer bass fishing this year. You know.
Oh
So-
yeah. Well, and the nice thing is it's a speaker system that goes everywhere,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You can put it in the golf cart, and then you can pull it out of the golf cart, throw it on the boat, pull it out of the boat, throw it on the beach, and you can take it anywhere instead of mounting
No doubt.
speakers in the ATV, and then mounting speakers in the boat, and then find another speaker to have at the pool kind of deal. It's one solution for all those.
It's definitely, like, I have one of the cheap ones you get from Amazon, right, that is, quote, waterproof, you know, but it's not loud, and I mean, this thing has, like, feet, like a Yeti cooler would, you know.
It's got tie-down points.
It's
You got
Strap
tie-down
it down.
points. You got the feet on the back as well. So we got a lot of people that were running them with the speaker face up on the front of a skiff or something like that in the bay, out fly fishing for
Yeah,
reds.
totally.
And so we would put those feet on the back so you can set a speaker up and not have to worry about it sliding around.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
And then all the hardware is stainless steel. So not just waterproof, but salt waterproof. So if you take it to the coast, you get it wet with the salt water, treat it like your boat or your nice fishing rod.
Give it a
rinse it
rinse.
off with the hose when you get done.
Yeah, that's real
Leave it
nice.
on the front of the boat when you pull into the do-it-yourself car wash. Use the power washer and spray it down. Like, good to go.
That's
That's
rad.
awesome, man.
Yeah. Anything salt proof is worth the money. Like
I mean,
salt is so.
The founders all grew up in the Houston area, and so they've dealt with that. They grew up sailing out in the Galveston Bay and stuff, and so that was a big key factor they wanted to make sure they had.
Rad, man.
Man, that's awesome. Any new stuff coming out that you can share with the audience?
And yeah, so you're getting to see the custom colored handles for the first time here at Ducks.
Okay.
So first time we've got the custom colored handles out. Normally they all come with a black handle.
Okay.
And so you'll see we've got some different colors from a few shades of orange, purple, maroon. We've also got some reds and some blues.
like
so
that purple
those will be coming out on the website in the future. So you can't technically order those right now, but people can stay tuned. And
I'll
you'll
tell
see
you, they
them
look
coming out.
badass. That's
yeah,
for
they
sure.
look cool in there, man.
Yeah, we've got
real bad.
we've got the purple, the maroon, and the burnt orange on display here at Ducks for our TCU fans,
Yeah.
those Aggies, and the Longhorns.
Exactly, and of course the
Totally.
long
For
horse.
sure, man. For sure.
Yeah.
Well, Eric, we appreciate you joining us. Last thing we'll ask you is any cool hunting stories from this year that you want to share?
Dude, man, we had an interesting season this year. I think
I was gonna
it
ask
was
you how your duck
rough
season
for
went.
everybody.
Yeah, real bad.
I won't complain though because I had a better season than some.
Yeah.
So I can't
For
be
sure.
that upset about it. Probably our best hunt though, I went on a sandhill crane hunt out in Lubbock in January with some buddies. I've got some friends who live in Long Island, New York. They're big waterfowl hunters up there, sea duck hunting and brant hunting and stuff. And so we brought them down here, showed them the West Texas side of things.
Yeah.
Completely different than what they're
That's
used
awesome
to.
out there.
A little different.
And
yeah.
put them on some crane, and we thought it was going to be a semi-decent hunt. Turned out being a 7-man limit, a sandhill
wow.
cranes.
That's
And
awesome.
it was incredible. Getting to see their reactions to watching dinosaurs fall out of the sky
yeah,
was really
man.
cool.
No
It's weird to
doubt,
see.
no
It is,
doubt.
they're so big that when you see them first time in life, you're like, wow, this is a.
Everything looks slow motion with
Yeah.
those birds.
Totally.
Like, you hit them and their falls look slow motion.
Yeah,
It's
it
wild.
feels like they're on top of you and they're 80 yards up.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
it's
you
so big.
hear them and you're like, they've got to be right here.
Exactly.
And then you realize they're 2 miles away.
They're still so far
No
away.
doubt.
We watched one we shot and he like glided off and glided and it was like an airplane that had been shot down, right? You know, just like woo,
Locked them
boom.
up and sailed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like just skittered down into that water.
Yeah, it was crazy.
The
so.
funniest part of that hunt was watching these Long Island guys try to go pick up the cripples.
Yeah.
One of them, he's a shorter guy. I'm a tall guy, so for me, he's a very short guy. And you see him running out there. We gave him the little baseball bat to whack it over the head with.
Nice.
He runs out there, and this cripple stands up,
Oh, yeah.
like rears back up on him, and almost was as tall as him from like where we're sitting in the blind. And you could see him like reach to whack it, and then it stands up, and he like backed up a couple feet and is like
Yeah.
trying to figure
yeah.
out how he's gonna do this.
Those
And-
things aren't, they're like, nah, man, let's do this.
yeah,
They're ready.
He came back and he was just like, that was one of the scariest things I've ever done.
That's good.
And they got a giant sword on the front of their
Yeah,
face
exactly.
too. So.
They'll stick it in you for sure.
Exactly.
Well, there's
yeah.
always something that surprises you, and something's not really afraid of you, and
Yeah.
it looks at you eye to eye and goes,
Yeah.
"All right,
do
dude,
this."
Yeah.
let's tango."
Not something we're used to seeing.
Yeah,
No,
John
most
doesn't
animals
do that.
want nothing to do with you.
Yeah.
Like, nah, man,
They're
we're
trying
out
to
of
get
here.
away.
But that was probably the highlight of my season, just because we got to see those guys experience a really cool hunt in a whole different world, and it was, by far a way better hunt than we expected it to be. So.
Awesome, man.
Well, awesome, man. We appreciate the time.
Hey, yeah, I'm glad you
like I
guys
said,
came
running,
by.
running around, hitting
Make sure you go
spots,
check
things
out
we
everything.
like.
There's a lot of really cool stuff to see here. You got to probably leave your wallet locked up in the truck so that
doubt.
you don't
Safe.
get in trouble with the wife
So you
later.
don't miss a
but-
mortgage payment.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, we appreciate it. We're going to definitely have you on the podcast in long format.
Man.
So
Yeah,
cool.
we'll have to get the founders on as well, so
Absolutely.
they can give you guys the big backstory and
No doubt.
everything on the brand.
That'd be super rad, man.
Yeah.
Super
Thanks,
rad.
Eric.
Cool.
Yeah, thanks for coming by. Enjoy.
Thanks, man.
Thanks, guys. All right, guys, we are here at the G&H Decoy booth at Ducks Expo. Same crews here. We do have Ray from G&H Decoys. Ray, how you doing, man?
I'm great. Thanks for having me on.
Dude, this weather is perfect.
It turned
for
out
this.
awesome. It was cold
my
this
God.
morning.
So much better than yesterday. The wind was killing us.
Yeah. So you guys are a decoy company, and American made,
Correct.
right out of Oklahoma.
Correct.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about the decoys and the company.
Yeah, so the story of G&H goes back to 1934. In 1934, President Franklin Roosevelt signed the Duck Stamp Act. And part of the Duck Stamp Act was it created the duck stamp, and it funded all the wetlands and all this stuff that, makes DU possible and all this here today. But it also made it illegal to use live birds to hunt over. People used to tie, string, piece of rope to an anchor to a live bird, and that's what you hunted over.
Yep.
And
That's why
Duck
you
Stamp
see in the
Act
rule
made
books,
that
no live decoys.
made that illegal, and a guy named John Gazalski had a great idea, and he said, man, people are going to have to make decoys now. I can make them and I can sell them.
Yeah.
So he started making papier-mâché goose decoys. He and his father-in-law, G&H stands for Gazalski and Hutton. John Gazalski and J.V. Hutton, who was his dad. And they started this business, and if you think about what Oklahoma was in 1934, it's crazy. We didn't have any of the lakes that we have now, and it was in the middle of the Dust Bowl.
Yeah.
And these guys had the willpower and the force to do this, and the company's endured for 88 years.
To make waterfowl decoys during the Dust Bowl.
Waterfowl decoys in the middle of the Dust Bowl.
That's getting ahead of the curve right there.
Yeah.
no doubt.
During World War II, it manufactured a few other things, obviously, to support the war effort. But it's a piece of American history, and company was family owned until January of last year, when the last family owner, Dick Gazalski, passed away. And a lot of people know him as Duck G. It looked like the company was going to kind of get chopped up for scrap. We've got a 120,000 square foot manufacturing facility in Henrietta, Oklahoma. And myself and a few other people got together, and we thought, man, we got to be able to do something with this business to keep it around. And so we started looking at the unit economics, and could we make a decoy in the United States? Unfortunately, everybody else's production shipped overseas.
Yeah.
And a lot of people make great decoys. I'm not trying to say anything bad about anybody else, but we thought there's got to be a way to make it in the United States. And so it took us almost a year to close on the sale of the business, but we bought the business. We've rebranded it, trying to keep consistency with the history of G&H. So the brand looks new. You can tell it's new, but it's the same G&H. We're manufacturing the same products in the same factory with the same people, but we're working to aggressively grow the business.
Okay. So what, just from a standpoint of buying a G&H over another one, obviously American made, but what are
Sure.
some just features of the decoy that would be a little different?
Sure. So long before I ever dreamed of buying or running G&H, I was a customer of G&H, and I got my decoys from that man standing behind you there, who's my father-in-law.
Okay.
He gave me a dozen G&H mallards as a gift. And at the time, I was a younger guy. I didn't have a lot of money. I was buying the cheapest decoys I could just to be able to fill my spread every summer.
That's kind of how I am.
Yeah.
Right. Same as a lot of guys. Well, that's how a lot of guys start. And I realized that those decoys, I was having to replace them sometimes every season, depending on what I was buying. And I realized, man, after 3 or 4 seasons, these G&H look as good as when I first bought them. They've got a little mud on them and so forth, but you can legitimately take that decoy and you can power wash it, and the paint won't come off.
Oh, wow.
And I realized I didn't know what it was that made them more durable. But I thought, man, these things last a lot longer. Instead of spending $400 or $500 every season, why don't I go invest the money and buy a decoy that's going to last for a long time? So I started buying more and more G&H products. The reason the decoy is so durable is that we take an immense amount of attention to detail with all of our decoys. And the other thing we do is that after the decoy goes through the blow molding process, we heat treat every single decoy by hand to ensure that all the oils from the plastic manufacturing process are off of that plastic before we apply paint to it. And that's what makes our paint last so much longer. We know it's a durable product because we've had a ton of people come by here today and say, man, I got my G&H decoys from my dad. And they've been hunting in our blind for 30 years in our spread, and they still look almost as good as the day that we bought them, and I don't have to repaint them, and we're very, very proud of that.
Yeah, we're
doubt.
rough on stuff, so it's
Real rough.
It's nice to have a decoy that'll handle that.
Yeah.
So just for those, obviously it's a podcast, you can't see what I'm seeing, but we got a whole wall of decoys behind us here. So it looks like you've got some that is that an articulating neck? You can kind of position the neck the way you want, or the head?
Yeah, it's a swivel head.
Okay.
So almost all of our decoys, we've got a few models that don't have swivel head. but almost all of our decoys have a swivel head on there. It's great because not every single decoy looks the same when you put them in your spread. You can turn heads looking in different directions. You can turn the head back all the way and give it kind of a sleeper look. If you want to put, you've got a big bright bluebird day, you want to give the ducks the impression that your decoys are comfortable, you can swivel all those heads back around and put a whole sleeper look across your entire flock.
That's cool.
They're very, very versatile. We also have, so in addition to the swivel heads, you can see that the eyes are individually inserted. It's not a painted-on eye.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
a plastic eye that's inserted, and we don't want duck decoys to shine, but we want that eye to have a little bit of a realistic look to it.
Yeah.
So all those eyes are inserted, and they have just a little bit of sheen to them, so that as that duck is circling your spread, he looks down, and that eye looks authentic to him.
Yeah. And you guys definitely have some, obviously oversized decoys, just like to me, like kind of that standard oversized decoys. But then you guys have some big boys down here. Are these went down? I mean,
like
obviously
that big
besides
old
the
pintail's
speckled bellies,
awesome.
Yeah, these are our Super Mag divers down here. We've got canvasbacks, we've got pintails, we've got bluebills, we've got ringnecks. We've got, we didn't bring them out, but we've got Super Mag mallards. And then right outside there, we've got our Ultra Mag goose shells.
Yeah,
with
They're
all
really
those
big
goose
boys.
shells.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, that's the largest goose decoy on the market right now.
That is like tundra swan big, you know?
Right. In fact, we get a lot of guys who call and ask if we can make them
Yeah.
a tundra swan. So we do them in kind of limited runs.
Okay.
A lot of guys in Utah and in the Carolinas like to have
Yeah.
those swan decoys, and so we'll paint them up in a swan scheme for them.
Yeah,
That's
nice.
awesome.
I love the coots.
Thank you.
No doubt.
We're big fans of the coot decoys.
Confidence bird right there.
We're not scared of shooting coot either.
Yeah.
I have no problem with it.
We'll plug a pull do.
I'll eat it.
Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah, I mean, these are great looking decoys. American made, it's real badass. You know?
widgeon over there.
Oh my god.
Abe's a sucker for a widgeon.
Yeah,
right now.
the widgeon is my kind of golden ticket.
He
That's
wants to
my
put one on
bird.
the wall real
Yeah,
bad.
Absolutely.
That's where I'm
They're
looking
great.
for is
They're
a
great
real
ducks.
full plumage one like that guy right there. Is a cotton top would be real cool. So.
For sure, man. For sure.
So you guys are also sharing the booth with the Hog Island Boatwork guys.
Yeah, so it's kind of a partnership we have. I bought a Hog Island skiff myself, 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
In fact, my buddy Joe, who's around here somewhere, he's one of the other members of our ownership group. He said, man, you got to see this plastic boat. And I thought, plastic boat? Get out of here. Why would I buy a plastic boat? And he said, no, really, you got to see it. And I saw one somewhere, and I thought, man, that's the coolest boat I've ever seen. It's not just plastic. It's rotomolded just like one of those fancy coolers that you buy all over the place. It's a high-density polyethylene shell on the outside with a closed-cell foam core on the inside. So even if the boat is completely full of water, just like your high-dollar cooler, the cooler's not going to sink, and the boat's not going to sink either. I'm really tough on gear, like you guys.
Yeah.
I've got kids. My kids are even tougher on my gear than I am.
Yeah.
And so I thought, man, this is it's a really versatile boat. I can bass fish out of it. I live in Tulsa, so I can go fish stripers with it on the Arkansas River. Mine has oarlocks on it. I'll motor up the river, and then I'll drift. My wife and my kids or my buddies will fish, and I'm usually rowing the boat most of the time. I can pop those oarlocks off. It has a polling platform. I can go visit my parents down in South Texas, and I can put the boat in at Rockport, and I can pole the flats with it and catch redfish.
Okay.
It's not a technical polling skiff.
Speaking your language.
Yeah,
but it does the job, right?
But what like a technical polling skiff is great for its thing.
Right.
This seems to be a boat for like what I'm looking for. I want to take it. Duck hunting.
Right.
I like to take it out to catch redfish. I like to bring it back up here and go crappie fishing or bass fishing, or like you said, hit a river and go striper fishing. But it seems like a
Put that
great
blind
boat.
on it.
Well,
That blind is slick.
And most people buy stuff to do multiple things.
Yeah.
Like like you have some people that have specific boats to do specific things, but most of the things we're into, we don't have the money to buy several boats. You want one boat that'll do it all.
Right. I couldn't afford to go buy 5 different boats, but I can do one boat that can do 5 things pretty well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the boat
Absolutely.
for me. So I
And that's
love to
most
duck
people.
hunt of mine. I started kind of kitting mine out for duck hunting, and I called John St. John, the owner of the company, Hog Island, and I said, hey, John, when does the duck hunting edition come out? And he said, well, we don't really have a duck hunting edition. And he said, I haven't duck hunted in like 20 years, but it would be a great vehicle. And he said, why don't you guys come up with the duck hunting edition? And I said, done. So we formed this partnership with Hog Island. We take delivery of the hulls from them. The hulls company is based out of Colorado, but the hulls are manufactured in California.
Okay.
We take the hulls to our plant in Henrietta, and then we've got our own fabrication team, and we've fabricated all the accessories to make this the boat that a duck hunter would want. It's been marketed in the past kind of to the fly fishing crew, but now what we've done is we've created very, very durable accessories, stuff that you don't have to worry about rubbing your wader boots on, stuff that you can put through the
ringer.
flooded timber. You can put it across a stump. You're not going to destroy the boat. You can see right here we've gone and there's a company in Nebraska called Pop-Up Blinds, which is real similar to G&H. 40-year-old company that's been manufacturing blinds. They've got a lifetime warranty on that blind, and you can't see it, but the blind closes down. You and I will sit in there and we'll wait. We'll watch the birds circle through that view window, and we'll pull a lanyard on the inside of the boat real fast, and it pops that blind wide open, and we shoot. I'll demonstrate it for you here in a second.
Yeah.
But everything on the boat, we're very proud of the fact that absolutely everything on that boat, the trailer, the boat, the blind, all of the accessories, is all manufactured inside the United States of America.
That's awesome.
That's great. We come to these things, and you never know who you're going to meet, and it's always nice to meet somebody new and who's who kind of has the same thought and alignment of values as you do. So you guys definitely fit that mold. So it's a cool booth here. As everybody listening can hear, there's a duck calling and goose calling competition going on behind us.
They've been blowing all day.
Yeah. So you've been here for a couple days now. And
Yep.
Yeah. It's great here, man. I tell you, I think it's going to be back here again next year. So
awesome.
If you're listening to this and you haven't heard it, if you're like, oh man, I should have gone, because this is obviously going to be over by the time you're hearing this, make sure you come out here next year and stop by the G&H booth. But
for sure.
I was going to say, too, how can people find you and see these decoys and see this boat?
Absolutely. So we've launched a whole brand new website just in the last 2 weeks. GHDecoys.com. Letter G, letter H, decoys.com. We're on socials with the same thing, at GH Decoys, on all the social media platforms. And, look us up. Our contact info is on there. We pride ourselves in being American, and we want to be really in contact with the American sportsman.
Okay.
Stop by our manufacturing facility. We're and I'm not trying to say anything bad about anybody else's decoys. There's a lot of great decoys on the market, but we're the only decoy that you can come to the factory and you can shake the hands of the people that blow molded and painted those decoys.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
For sure.
Awesome, man.
Well, I think we're probably going to add some to our spread this year, and hopefully you guys do too out there. So, man, Ray, thank you for joining us out here, and I think the next time we'll talk, we'll probably be in the manufacturing facility.
Absolutely.
Maybe my Hog Island boat will be at the facility, and you'll be outfitting it for me to go duck hunting in.
Come pick it up, and maybe we'll find some time in the fall to go hunt out of it.
Exactly. Perfect. Thank you, Ray.
Thanks, gentlemen.
Thanks. All right, guys. Well, we are at another booth here. It's kind of weird when you chop them up like this because it's like you do 3 different intros. So maybe the Jared entrance of "and we're back" actually
And we're
applies
back.
to
Just
this
keep
one.
on doing. And we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back.
And we're back. So we have moved from the outside to the inside now, and we're talking to the guys from High and Dry. So I imagine if you have any type of duck hunting social media presence, if you like something on Facebook, you've seen one of your products, because Jordan and I have talked about it a lot, and we're joined here with Jordan and Jason from High and Dry here, and we're excited to see this in real life,
Yeah.
Actually experience how lightweight it is.
It's
yeah,
cool.
exactly.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the craziest things. You see it online, and that only tells you so much, right?
on?
You actually get to feel it, touch it, pick it up, extend it. It tells you a whole different story.
Yes, it does.
No doubt, because I'll tell you, and I'm just going to be completely honest here, it is definitely one of those things you see and you're like, I could build that.
Yep.
I could build that.
Yep.
Guess who's here that did that?
Yeah.
We flew a guy in from
Yeah.
California.
Yeah.
He was our biggest critic, and now he's our biggest customer.
That's what he was saying. We
Yeah.
were talking to him earlier. Yep.
He made his out of PVC. He was like, 149, I'm not sure. Built it. It didn't make it through his first hunt. He apologized, said, man, I'm so sorry. Let me buy one. And now he loves it. I think he's about 4 at this point now.
Yep.
So
We've been eyeing this product for a minute now, because this last till season we were just in a mud flat like I was talking about earlier, and we had nowhere to put our stuff, and we were like, man, and we said the same thing. We can probably build that, but now touching it, holding it, feeling it, like you said, extending it, man, it's a great.
It's hard to make
product.
a lightweight product like that.
Yeah.
And it is, the weight is the big deal.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. We've had folks come through saying, I made one out of, PVC, or I made one out of, steel pipe, but it's heavy. You're not going to walk in and out with that. You don't have a way to carry it.
We all know as duck hunters, every step counts.
Yeah.
And every ounce counts.
No doubt.
And you could end up in the drink, and so
Everything has to be ready and able to be muddy and wet. Everything.
Yeah. No doubt.
And that's what's fantastic about this. It's anodized aluminum, right? So it can handle corrosion. It's ABS plastic, so it's very durable. This thing is going to last you a long time.
Yeah. I mean, to me, the part that was always is like the most like in real life is the the foot.
Yeah, the foot press and
the foot
stake.
press.
Yeah.
And that stake, like that stake is.
It's kind of terrifying, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean that thing is definitely a vampire killer.
Yeah.
You put somebody.
Looks like a weapon.
Yeah. So I mean that was my thing. Is like, oh, I could just take some PVC, we'll cut it at an angle, we'll shove it in there. But my thing that I always was is the foot press, because you can stick PVC just straight in the ground. That's not complicated. But it's like, how do you then put a backpack or a TurtleBox like you got up here, and it not tump over in the water, and your shotgun, more importantly.
Well, I mean, and even that piece of PVC that you might cut at an angle, right? The more times you use it, every time you shove it in, all that mud's going in the hole. Before you know it, it's stuffed, and you can't get it in the ground anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
We took 2 years to design and engineer this thing, and we used every bit of those 2 years to make it the perfect product. We thought of everything from how we just pull the pin and it comes apart, throw it in a pack. It floats if you dropped it in the water.
That's a plus.
All kinds of different things, and even things you don't see in how this works, right? When you get this to that top layer of sludge and mud, it actually creates suction, right? So a lot of folks will see it. Oh, I don't believe that it doesn't lean over or fall over, because it's kind of hard to understand. You can put all that weight at the top, and it doesn't lean or fall over. That suction, it gets in there, and it's awesome.
Yep. So the design of it, right, was to handle the weight of a human, right, to really put your weight into this thing. And it does that very well, but it also doubles as, like you said, the suction, and it does create a fantastic suction force.
Yeah, I mean, he's better than that. In his yard, he can stand on this in his grass, both feet on there, and he's
I'm not a small guy.
I mean, it's. I think the thing that's kind of really cool, like we said it in person, is the top can be removed and has that
standard quarter 20 thread, so you can put your GoPro up there, your camera, your spotting scope, your binoculars, and we did that for a reason. We want this thing to be able to be used not just in the duck hunting field. You can use this in your backyard to hang your bow on it, so that you're not putting your bow on the ground. People are spending a lot of money on their gear these days. You spend $1,000 on a bow, you spend $1,500 on a shotgun, and how many times does that thing end up on the ground? The most expensive part of your repertoire is on the ground.
Yeah.
So,
not anymore.
Not anymore.
Not anymore.
And I was looking at this picture here of the fishing rod, little clip-on thing that you can hold your fishing rods on there, and like standing out wading somewhere with a backpack and doing all that and sticking it in the ground and being able to put your stuff right at you're ready, but you don't have a backpack on still, so you can still fish.
You get to enjoy the experience, man.
Yeah. We
way more versatile than I thought.
Our number 4, who's not here today, his bachelor party went down to Galveston. We had him doing a bunch of fishing and blue crabbing. Yeah. So we were staying out knee deep. The cup holders and stuff, been money.
Yeah.
Because you're wandering 10, 15 yards back
every time
and forth.
you're shore.
Yeah, to go, I need a beer, or I'm just going to sit for a minute.
Yeah.
Beer? Who drinks beer? Man, what are you talking about? It's water.
Well, I mean, and even like the rod holder, right? If you have to retie, you're usually going back to
under
sit
your
on the
arm
ground, or you're doing this weird thing,
absolutely.
And you're not doing that anymore.
Oh, I'm into this.
I mean, it's
real good.
Yeah.
One of the most in-person products that you're like, oh my god, this is.
Yeah.
I wanted one,
That's
but
why
now
we're here.
I really have to have one.
It feels so good in the hand.
It does feel good in the hand.
So the big thing for us as introducing this product is brand awareness, right? So somebody comes out with a new shotgun. I mean, Rite is a relatively new shotgun to the States, right? But people know what a shotgun is. People know what a bow is. When you come to market with a new patented product that nobody else has, they don't understand exactly. Like, we try to think outside the box and come up with something new. It's hard to show that to somebody and hard to get people to grasp that just looking at a picture online, something like that. When you put this in their hands, every time you touch it, you guys are like, whoa, that's it. That is light. That will do what it's explained to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it does work.
Yeah.
And it looks like you guys have some of these like leather quick release.
We call them leather loops.
Leather loops.
Not a lot of guys don't like full slings when they're out hunting.
Yeah.
Right? So we had Fowler Hide Supply. Cameron over at Fowler Hide Supply made those. It's a high and dry exclusive product, and people love them. You put them on the fore end of your shotgun. You can still hang it up. You don't have a full sling.
Yeah.
We all run slings, but it's a great idea.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
I'm a fan of the sling, obviously, but I've gotten to where I take mine off a lot of times.
I'm a sling guy.
Yeah, you see, I got yelled at by Dad over here a couple times because I didn't have a sling on. He's like, "Where's your sling?" I was like, "We get in. I don't want it to catch on things, and that is."
Dude, we were talking to a guy earlier. He was actually hunting with a bunch of guys, and the sling got caught on a dog as it ran to retrieve, and it pulled the shotgun, and they shot right next to the group of people that they were hunting with. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's some safety things, but to each their own. Everybody has the way they like to hunt. Me personally, it gets in my head when I have a sling on mine. So I can't do the sling. I won't do the sling. I got to do the loop.
It's great. It's a great idea.
That's for sure. So
it's awesome.
Yeah,
hanging your birds on there, your tether, whatever people call them, strap.
We got to give a shout out to Lifetime Decoys, G&H Decoys. We appreciate everybody. TurtleBox, these guys for coming out and supporting us. We're doing a lot of cross promotion and things like that. We appreciate you guys coming in and doing this because we're lucky enough. We live in a world where we don't really have competition, so we can cross promote with really anybody and not step on toes and really support the industry. So
no doubt.
Yeah, we actually just talked to TurtleBox and G&H. You know, like run around hitting all the guys at the booths that we were something like this is interesting. This is cool. This is made in America. This is
Well, and you were saying this is made in America too, right?
Right. So all of our ABS plastics made in Houston. Our poles are on the East Coast. All assembled here in Texas. So you're supporting our economy, which is fantastic.
Absolutely.
And like we were talking about earlier, everybody was offshoring. Everybody was offshoring everything, and it was. So everybody wanted to do Made in America because you're supporting American-made products. Well, that's fantastic. But now also supporting American-made, you actually can get the product. It's not stuck on a ship somewhere.
Exactly.
So,
we ship out before. If you buy it before 2 o'clock, it's same day shipping.
Oh wow, that's nice.
That's cool.
Out of Houston?
No, out of Dallas.
Yep.
Okay.
I'm here.
Nice.
Yep.
All right. Well, maybe we could little in-store pickup.
Yeah.
Sure, man.
I'm gonna say in-store. We're here.
I'll probably grab them before you leave, I think.
So, any cool new kind of things, changes,
Oh,
anything coming out?
The lean post base. So that was one of the things we're unveiling here at the show. So right now, this is a completely modular setup, right?
Okay.
So you've got the what we call the wingman, which is our ABS plastic base. Then we have the dirty bird, which is our steel stirrup step on the bottom. Again, all modular, pull the pin. Now we have what we call the lean post base. It's for everybody that runs a boat and everything like that. You can actually use this in the place of your lean post seat. So you can actually have your rod and your beer and everything. You're not knocking it over in your boat.
And so here's the thing that's crazy. One thing we never thought about this, right?
Because I never use my seat post on our boat.
Exactly.
No. So like we made the caps so that they unscrew, right? And they have a 1/4-20 thread on top,
standard,
which is universal for GoPros, cameras, right? Yep. So we've learned recently through a friend that tripods and boats don't mix real well because you don't have that much space. You might have like 2 legs up on the top deck, 1 on the bottom, right? So now with the lean post, you can put the camera up there, you can film yourself fishing, and you have all the space.
Yep.
And everyone wants to film themselves fishing.
Everyone wants to film themselves doing everything right now.
It used to be such a novel idea to film yourself. Now everybody's doing it. It's a big deal, and we love to support it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh yeah, it's cool. It's becoming a monster of its
I didn't
own.
see that earlier.
Yeah,
that's super cool.
So, is there a magnet on one end?
Yeah, we do have a hook cap. So we have these hook caps. This is a standard. This comes with your pole purchase.
Okay.
And then we have an accessory that has a magnet on top, so you can pick up shells and different things.
So like that picture you've got.
Yeah, you can see I got those 3 shells.
Or
there,
for our fly fishermen out there,
You
the
drop
guys
your
that
flies in the water.
you drop your flies in the water, and that water's freezing cold, and you don't want to put your hand in there. Flip it over and pick it up.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah.
That's the way to do it. That's the
Yep.
way to do it. Well,
Yeah,
man,
that's
it is an awesome product. You guys have a great booth here.
I'm in. I'm totally sold on
And
this.
I can tell you guys are very passionate about this.
Yeah.
That's always cool to meet people that like do
seat
stuff
post
that you can
thing
tell
sold
they
me.
Yeah.
they
Like,
take pride
oh
in
my
what they're
gosh.
doing.
Sold me so hard.
Yeah.
You're walking over there.
enjoying what we're doing.
We give him a wireless microphone because he wanders.
He's the wanderer of the group. Okay. Yeah.
He had a Montucky cold snack before he got here.
Oh, a couple.
We should have. If we didn't know there wouldn't have been metal detectors, we would have got our backpack.
Yeah, not that we endorse
We thought
breaking
there would be
rules, but
security
yeah,
of some
No,
sort.
yeah.
we would have.
Hey,
Yeah, so
friends.
well, we're definitely excited to have you guys on, and we're looking forward to maybe doing another little bit longer one and talk about it, and we'll give our honest review of one because I think we're all going to walk out of here with one today for sure. So
Fantastic.
Cool. We appreciate
yeah,
that.
well, thank you guys for everything, and if somebody wanted to buy one and they were listening, where would they go and do that?
You're going to go to highanddryoutdoors.com.
Okay.
You're going to go to utility poles, and you'll see both our Wingman and our Dirty Bird plus our accessories.
Okay, perfect.
Yep.
Well, thanks, guys.
No, yeah.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much.
Thank
for
y'all.
everything.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate
I'm
it,
taking
man.
one home with me today. For
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. Okay.
The seat post thing sold it.
Yeah, there you
No
go.
question.
There you go.
Perfect.
Good deal.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you,
y'all.
gentlemen.
All right, guys, we are
We're back.
We're back. There, I forgot. That's the way we were doing it. So we're sitting here with Cable Smith from the Lonestar Outdoor Podcast, and we're at the Kent Cartridge booth. So what's going on, Cable? How have you been, man?
I've been great.
Yeah?
It's good to be back. You know, we got to hang out and do a podcast and drink some cold snacks.
It's true.
Like maybe, well, I don't know, 6 weeks ago or so.
No, I think so.
But yeah, it's good to see you guys again.
Yeah.
For sure.
So do you, as our resident expert, I know we were talking about one of those changes that the state of Texas was trying to do, that rifle season in, like, what, Plano?
Collin
County.
Collin County and Dallas
It
County?
got defeated.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
The hunting community, you know, of Grayson, Collin, Dallas, and Rockwall, it was like 94% against Texas Parks and Wildlife imposing that.
Good.
And you should read. So I had this guy, this attorney, Brock Benson, on. It actually aired this weekend. He did a deep dive into what was going on there. Widespread corruption, man.
Yeah.
One guy, this wildlife biologist named Harry Jacobson, who lives in Athens, Texas, not in the
Nowhere
four
near-
counties.
Yeah.
He went and looked at this high fence ranch in Sherman, basically. Was like, I can get you a rifle season. And he serves on the whitetail board, the commission board.
Nice.
And he said, I can use he's been on it for a long time. I can
pull
basically
some
use my
strings.
influence. No one, they didn't ask us.
Yeah.
They just said, here's what we're going to do. Well, the Texas Parks and Wildlife Commission didn't even take it to a vote. They were like, why? These people have said they don't want it. What the hell? Why did you even bring it to the table?
It's
my
not even a
gosh.
50-50 thing, you know?
And
It's
one of the
like-
commissioners said, I've never voted on something where more than 50% of the people were against it in my life.
Yeah.
Why would I vote on this one?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was completely a stupid thing to do.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, it's that whole I know somebody, I can do it, you know, thing. But
It's corruption, and I'm a big fan of Texas Parks and Wildlife. I
Yeah.
have a good relationship with them. I believe that they do a lot of good, offering
Totally.
Texans hunting and fishing opportunity, especially in a place that's 96%
yeah.
privately owned. So I'm a big fan of theirs, but they dropped the ball on this one big time.
Totally.
Hey, can't always hit a home run, right?
That's
you know,
right.
So, but hey, they did it ended up being the right thing. It
Yeah.
didn't go through. So, just keep the pressure on, and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully we can get the oyster thing too. That's the next
That's
thing we
a
got to
mess.
turn our eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leaves a
yeah,
bad taste in my mouth for Buc-ee's, that's for sure.
Yeah, that thing got, they went ahead and stayed the execution on the oyster season. So right now they're just scraping it to the bottom, you know.
Yeah.
So hopefully that gets put on hold for a little bit. But as far as the Duck Expo, man, you've been here a couple days now, right?
Yeah,
Working the
this is
booth.
day 2. Did you guys come last year?
We did not. We were actually.
So
out
they
of
did
town.
it in June.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, I heard it was just.
it was booked for April, but
Yeah.
COVID,
Sure.
like, they had to postpone it. And it was so hot and miserable. And a lot of these booths were outside last year.
Oh, wow.
And it was,
Yeah,
this
I heard it
is
was a
way
mess.
better.
Yeah,
So-
this is awesome. A little inside, a little
75
outside.
degrees today.
Yeah, this
It's beautiful.
is perfect.
day.
Yeah, we had hoodies on that we had to.
Yeah, when I
check
got up
off.
early this morning, it was 37 at the house.
Yeah.
Like, surprisingly.
Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah, there's good traffic today.
Yeah.
Friday was pretty solid yesterday.
Yeah, a little slower.
Yeah.
But, you
Yeah,
know,
weekday.
Saturday
To be
will the
expected on a
busiest.
Friday afternoon, you
Yeah.
know. But there's a lot of cool stuff here, that's for sure. A lot of cool booths. The Kent booth here is awesome. Get your picture taken
Yeah.
with the mallard. So it'd be like we actually shot mallards this year.
Yeah.
You know?
That's cute.
You'd be,
Take a
you'd be like
picture.
normal social media people.
Exactly.
You just be like, hey, yeah, look, check out my duck season.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out
I got
here
to post
just
this one up. My bad.
out here just grinding in
Out here
April.
grinding.
Out here
Yeah, I
grinding.
went turkey hunting in South Texas this week. There were so many ducks there, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Blue-wing teal, ringnecks. I saw gadwall, and I'm like, man, it's April. These ducks,
Just chilling.
like I expect to see blue-wing teal because they're the first to come through and the last to leave. But
Yeah.
to see those other ducks, I was like, golly.
Yeah.
It's
we were
messy.
on Ray Hubbard fishing on Monday, and it was just like, good night, man. Like,
Lots of birds, huh?
just tons of, like you said, beautiful full plumage, blue wings, wood ducks, mallards, geese. Just
Yeah.
like,
The,
where
the
are you
amount of
guys at?
geese I've seen lately
Yeah.
is insane.
It's just, it's the way it goes. We're
Resident honkers or what?
Yeah, I think so.
I guess, but I mean, I just
All
drive
the ones
around
in our
like
neighborhood
You know
are
what I
definitely.
want to do, guys? I want to get permission to hunt a golf course.
No
Oh my God.
doubt.
For sure.
With a pellet gun, we'll break open some BB shells, steel BBs, pellet gun, golf course.
I mean, I don't know what the legality of that is.
I'm
We have
venture,
to
I
have.
guess.
I mean, it's totally illegal.
But I would love to do like a.
But to-
hey, we have two. Because I'm not a golfer. I play when it. I used to play before I had kids.
Yeah.
And then I told my buddies, okay, I have kids now. If I have 5 hours to kill, I'm going hunting or fishing.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not-
So don't
yeah.
ask me unless it's your birthday or a bachelor party or
Sure.
somebody's dying or something.
A good reason.
I play like once or twice a year, but every time I do, I'm like, God, look at all these resident geese. I want to shoot them in the
Covered up.
face.
Or you're like, next time I come, I'm just putting a fishing rod in the
Golf bag.
in the golf bag. And
What day are you closed, by the
Yeah.
way?
Yeah.
Golf course?
Yeah.
'Cause,
Is there what's y'all's maintenance schedule here?
yeah.
Exactly.
I'd like to come help you.
How about
I mean,
I
look at
give
all
you
these
$20?
destruction these geese are doing.
Yeah, here's $20. You just don't call the cops, and we'll see how long
Turn
this
them
Look at
lasts.
all the goose shit on the green.
Yeah.
Who wants to see that?
Yeah, exactly.
I
How
can
about
help
I do
you.
you a
I'm
favor?
here to help you.
I'm your guy.
And
Yeah.
I'll give you $20 to do it. You know,
Yeah.
I'll
seems like
pay
a good
you.
way.
Help me help you.
Yeah.
Right.
And could you imagine you're hunting geese on a golf course and the beer car girl comes by and she's like, "What can I get for you guys?" You know, you're like, can I get a hot dog and a
that's
Coors
nuts.
Light?
3 Miller Lights. Do you have any shells on there by chance? Like,
What about a Bloody Mary?
Yeah, exactly. I'm telling you, that's a business we should start. It's just on these public lands.
golf course
just like-
geese eradication.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Or
LLC.
just, or just like on public land, just start running a boat cart, and you just drive around to people. You're like, "Hey man, do you need anything to eat or drink or something?" You know, so
Or maybe the golf course is like, yeah, we'd love for you to help us with our problem, but we don't really want any guns. All right, well, I could shoot a goose with a bow.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
Absolutely.
I saw there was I think there was a full draw film tour
Yep.
one year where they
2
were
or 3 years
shooting
ago.
ducks with a bow
From
out
a
of
pop-up.
out of a pop-up blind.
Wow.
Yeah,
It was interesting.
yeah, very interesting seeing to
And
see
those
that.
geese are kind of tame too. I think you could.
Yeah, they're
I think
used
you could
to
shoot
it.
like
No
4 or
doubt.
5 with a bow before the other ones even.
They're gonna
got
come
wild.
right
yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Just use
No
that
question.
big turkey like spiral broadhead thing.
Just hammer them.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you'd have to ask Texas Parks and Wildlife. But if
Yeah.
you're like, if it's a nuisance hunt and you're trying to help them, could you bait?
I would imagine so. I mean,
I don't know.
Who knows?
Like, here's a big pile of corn on the 18th green. Come on.
yes, yes.
They're on like a Tuesday when nobody's golfing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think if you're hunting with a bow, I think it would be awesome to have somebody like shank a ball into your your decoy setup. So
Yeah.
it's that's an interesting thing. We're gonna have to check the we're gonna have to go talk to the
It's not
guys
a thing,
over.
I don't think.
Yeah, no, I know. But-
So I have a question for you guys because
Okay.
last time we got together, you were telling me about this big redneck event that y'all do.
It's called the Hogorama. Yeah, it
at
used to
your
be
lease,
bring
yeah.
your friends out and pig hunt. It's turned into just an event of almost more of a ATV and 4-wheeler gathering.
And
They
drinking?
yeah. Oh
Well,
yeah.
lots
So
of that.
yeah.
you guys show me some tattoos that you've done to each other over
Uh-huh.
the years.
Yeah.
Did you get new tattoos this
yeah,
year?
we did.
It was a possum.
The possum. The crazy possum.
So
was-
who
it was-
who actually tattoos? Is there one guy that does all the tattooing, or do y'all take turns?
I mean, like,
Jared does the
Jared-
heavy lifting.
Jared has some level of training,
Exactly.
as minute as that may be, but he knows he understands the execution of.
Exactly.
So
Okay.
We have no problem doing a simple tattoo. I don't think he's going to do like a full back piece, but
So what
for
did we get this year?
a possum. Yeah, just
it was
a
between a possum and a raccoon.
raccoon. And we
Possum
let
was
the
better.
internet vote, and so the internet voted, and they said possum. So
It was better. It was a better drawing than
It was a
the
better
raccoon
drawing, yeah.
for sure.
I still want the raccoon. I think that's going to be. We've got a year to figure that out. So, what was the other thing we came up with? A garbage can on fire.
Like a blue dumpster just on
yeah,
fire.
one of those blue,
just
like-
a dumpster fire.
Yeah, just a dumpster fire. That was an idea for next year's. I think we're going to try to get together.
So I don't know if you guys listen to much Texas country, but there's this guy. His name's Mark David Manders,
Oh yeah.
and he and Max Stalling, they come down to this Guns and Guitars thing that I host
Okay.
with my buddy on his ranch. And one year, so Mark likes tequila a lot. Like
Yeah.
you hand him a bottle of Jose Cuervo for the weekend, and that's like he calls it his binky.
Yeah.
And he just carries it around everywhere he goes. And we went spotlighting one night, and he shot a raccoon. And most people went to bed. I stayed up drinking with him for a little
Yeah.
bit longer. He cased out that raccoon, skinned it out. He said he used to trap when he was a kid, and he wore it as a hat the next day.
I really like Mark David Manders. That dude's cool.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him in a long time. I'd love to. I used to do hang out with Justin and those guys on the front porch show and everything.
Yeah.
And so I'd always see him, and did a little running around in that industry with, as my buddy here puts it, making bacon, but making Grayson, and so we've opened up for those guys a couple times. And
nice.
Max is I try to make it a tradition to go to the Sons of Herman Hall Valentine's Day thing he does with his wife and band. That's always fun. So it's a cool group of dudes to hang out with for sure.
Yeah.
So
I've been fiddling with the raccoon pelt too. We've got one. We got one during Hogorama.
Oh, nice.
And I fleshed it out, or I skinned it out, and got a fleshing board. I'm gonna flesh.
Did you wear it as a hat already?
Not yet.
I mean, this
Maybe.
obviously wasn't cured. It was just a fresh
it's fresh
on his head.
Yeah,
running around.
So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's what you ought to do.
Build a hat. No, this
run
one's just
around,
going to be
pull it out of the
hang the
refrigerator.
pelt. I was pretty proud of it. I'd never fully skinned a fur bearer, if you want to call them that. And I was pretty happy with that job. I got all the nose and all of it off. Like, it looks real good.
Nice.
It's my first go. Hung it up in the garage and saved the 2 rear hams.
Yeah.
We're gonna cook those.
Awesome.
Yeah.
It's been on my list for a couple of years.
You've eaten it before?
Yeah.
Thoughts?
At a wild game feast at a church. Maybe I didn't eat it. There's a funny story though. So there's this pudgy kid. All the church people bring their own wild game dishes, and he had this barbecued raccoon. Okay. And I said, son, did you shoot that raccoon? He goes, yes, sir. I said, my wife would love some. So I actually did not eat it now that I remember the story. And so I took it back to the table. I told my wife it was like braised turkey.
Yeah.
And she ate it, and then when everyone was quiet at the table, I said, so what do you think about raccoon?
Absolutely.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
We're still married.
I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, how did you like it?
Yeah.
I can say, cutting that thing up, I've eaten pigs that smelled weirder. It was super clean. Like, I've said I wanted to eat one for multiple years, and it was just lack of putting much effort into hunting a raccoon.
Yeah.
And we got one in a trap that week, so
Nice.
I'm gonna do banh mi with it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You have to let me know how it is.
it's gonna be delicious. I think.
I guess I could ask my wife.
Yeah.
It's gonna be delicious.
Yeah.
Maybe next week.
Okay. I think we have a podcast next week.
We do.
Yeah. That'll be awesome. Well, I mean, this event has been awesome. We're super excited to be here again, or for the first time and just hanging out. But I always dig these like little trade shows, and you get to see a lot of cool things. So.
Oh, yeah.
So you're sitting in the Kent booth. You shoot Kent normally? Is that your
Well, yes,
shell of choice?
I've actually been shooting Kent for 20 years.
Yeah.
When I first started duck hunting in college, Kent was like $10.99 a box, so it was like a little better than like Winchester Red or whatever, that you could back then you could get that for like $6 or $7.
Yeah.
I was like, man, I'm wounding a lot of ducks, so I switched over to Kent, and I've like been shooting them ever since. And now I've been working with them for. It was like a beautiful transition because I was like, oh, I already shoot your product and I pay for it, so now we work together. So yeah,
it's awesome.
I definitely believe in their products for sure.
I've got a bunch of teal steel
2.0. It's awesome.
And I think I've got some of that, and I've definitely got some teal steel at home in the box.
I like their steel, man.
Yeah. It's good
teal
stuff.
Steel was awesome this year. It put down a lot of birds.
Oh yeah,
it's amazing how like just from you think it's just a shotgun shell, I mean, and they all can work. But some
it's surprising how much you realize you get what you pay for.
Yeah. Exactly. Out of that, just consistency in what you're going to get. I think that's probably the biggest thing. So
and Hunter here, he came to West Texas with me to the Panhandle, like Lubbock. I guess that's northwest, but anyway, we did a crane hunt.
Yep.
In November, and we shot them with lead shot because you can legally take cranes, dude. I mean, they were just folding up. It was
crumbled
awesome.
them.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
And we were shooting. Hunter, what were we shooting at those cranes? Like steel twos and
2 3/4 lead 4s.
Oh wow!
4-shot lead, yeah, and it's smoking them.
Wow, that's
awesome.
Crazy.
Yeah,
nice.
Huh. All right, we'll have to keep that in mind for next
I need
year.
all the help I can get.
No
I'm like,
doubt.
I need a shotgun that shoots a 4-inch shell.
You know, I shoot 3.5 because they don't make 4.
Exactly. So, well, Cable, we will let you get back to the booth here. We appreciate the time.
Yeah.
And,
always good to see you.
Yeah,
likewise,
absolutely.
guys. I appreciate it.
I think we're going to wander out and probably get a corn dog.
Abe's been eyeing them corn dogs pretty
I mean,
hard.
Can you come to one of these things that is serving a corn dog and not get a corn dog?
It's very hard.
I don't disagree with you. I'm just saying.
Now, our buddy over here, Austin, has been on Hot to Trot to get wild pig hot dogs made. So
Because Kubi's makes hot dogs.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds amazing.
Chili dogs are delicious, and I don't like to buy meat. If I can source it elsewhere myself, doing that. So this summer, wild pig chili dogs from Kubi's is happening.
Yeah.
No question.
I want to sneak out to the farm and shoot
30
that
pounds
boar.
of chili, wild pig hot dogs in my freezer.
Hot dogs.
No doubt.
I love bratwurst. They're bratwurst.
You like
awesome.
hot dogs.
But hot dogs are another. That's another level of in love. You know.
And see, right down next to us here, they've got the ultimate all-terrain wheelchair for when our gout acts up from eating too many hot dogs.
There's a piece of public land that you can get ATV access to if you have a disability. So there was a serious conversation of whether somebody should just take my leg so that we can get
or like
access.
shoot you in the
for the
kneecap
greater
with
good.
a
Exactly.
It's for the greater good.
Yeah.
You're going to have to take it. So maybe I can get that. That way I don't have to walk anymore.
Yeah.
We have
know?
determined
Thing looks
Abe's
tough.
not that good of a friend to us.
Yeah.
That's why he still has both his legs.
My
'cause he's
friendship
a
was
selfish-
questioned because I wouldn't take a
selfish
bullet.
friend.
Yeah.
Then we tried to convince somebody else, like one of our
Hang-arounds.
hang around friends. Like, can we shoot you?
That's not very nice.
He doesn't listen to the podcast.
No.
So it's
I don't
fine.
remember who we talked to even.
I don't know either. Yeah, it was him.
Of
So,
course.
Yeah, we don't hang out with girls; they're gross. Well, Cable, we appreciate it as always, man, and we'll have to share some raccoon meat with you, and
Or wild boar hot dogs. Just let me know when.
Oh, yeah.
We'll definitely do that
We get
for
some hot
sure.
dogs made, we'll get some to you.
Sounds good.
We can do
definitely-
another podcast and a taste test.
yes,
I'm in.
Yeah, done. Deal.
Montucky cold snacks and
wild pig
Kubi's
chili dogs.
Wild pig chili dogs.
That sounds
Do it.
amazing.
Sounds like a fun
America.
time. Yeah,
And we're
exactly. Thanks, QB. QBs.
Hearted.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Stormwater Creek is the best. Grinch, the captain. Aim, the helper. Jordan, the problem solver. I hope you like Stormwater Creek. Stormwater Creek.